they're limiting me to just Caesars because they don't want to open it up too much for tableside cooking. And that's sad because this is a beautiful dining room, and we should have more people up here, and we would if we pushed it, but they don't want to push it. Again, because of our society that we have now. Sure.
What were some of the things that happened to you in dining rooms that may be comical or funny that you may recall, either serving people or they may ask some silly questions or whatever?
Yeah.
The funny things that you recall in the dining room or within the
Yeah.
building itself. It doesn't have to be.
Well, some of the things we used to do, we used to have always have our vegetables on the side, and we serve them tableside vegetables on a platter, and do that. And I would make sure when I did, I would go to each man. And remember, after we give them their main course, and I tell them, now you have to have your vegetables, and for one of these, I have retired again, so I've retired from here a couple of times too, and they had a party here for me, and Bob Cook's kids, they brought me vegetables. So you've always given us vegetables, now it's our turn. And so I would always make sure to say, well, here you have to have your vegetables, and I give them their vegetables and those things, and they would laugh. And we'd have fun most of the time. We'd just have fun here. Yeah, it's real nice.
Well, tell us for the record, what are the milestones that are coming up next year for you?
Well, my milestone is my 50th year here, my 60th wedding anniversary, and my 80th birthday. Those are my milestones. And this will also be my 50th year in my church. The Olivet Institutional Baptist Church. For my anniversary, my minister was here. And he was that was real nice.
So
He did.
2009
2000.
is a real
Yes.
star-studded.
And we are looking forward to it. Sure. Yes.
You mentioned your church. I know that faith is a very big part of your life. Too.
Yes.
Why don't you
Yes.
talk about that for a minute?
Well, also in doing my this club has helped me in my church, because now I also do some of our weddings, and not so much of weddings, but anniversaries that they have. I do the tableside cooking. I do the tableside service at the church for the minister and for the head table, and that's one of my main jobs is to do it there. And also we have. And also they wanted me to have lessons for some of the kids, and teaching them how to be waiters and waitresses and how to serve food. But I didn't have them at the time because I'm working here on weekends just about. So therefore I wasn't able to do that there. But my minister did want me to do that. And unfortunately, I just haven't been able to. And but I sing in the choir. They haven't found out what's wrong with it yet, so I'm still there. Yeah, I sing in 2 of the choirs that we have.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
Well,
Sure.
tell me a little bit, I know, about your giving to your family and relatives and caretakers, both people who are at church or
Yeah.
your immediate family. Some of that was discussed at
Yeah.
your last birthday party here.
Well, when my father and mother was living, they're dead now. As I leave home, I'd always stop over there, just to say hi, just to see them. And the same as I used to also do the same thing with Walter Carter. I used to go by his house every night. You don't have to stay there. Just say hi, and to let them know that you care about them. And I still do that. My 2 brothers. My oldest brother, he's in bad health, and my youngest brother, he had a stroke, and I go by there, As I leave, as I come every morning or afternoon, I go by there just to say hi to them and see how they're doing. And as I go back home, I always go back, and as I leave here, I'm going to go over there to see how they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I say I don't have to stay, but just go in there and just say hi. Let them know that I love them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I've always done. Sure.
I understand you've been quite the dancer throughout your life, too.
Oh, we had dances here we used to dance, and of course my wife is she dances better than I do, and we always start the dances. If they don't start, we start our dance. She's a good line dancer, and we do a little ballroom dancing, a little jitterbug.
Good. All
Sure.
right.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we love doing that.
Might we see you on Dancing with the Stars someday?
No, not that good. Sure. Yeah, we have some places out in Vegas when we go out there. They have dancing on weekends, and we go out. We some of the people there that has been to Arthur Murray's and what have you, and they're the first ones on the floor, and then we get on the floor, and a lot of people they really smile when they see you on the floor dancing, and that's what we do. Yeah.
Well, it's great exercise.
It is.
And
That's true.
It's really stimulating. And,
Yeah.
if you get away from it, you really do have a problem getting back. to
That's
it.
true.
But if you have a great partner, will
Oh,
make you look just.
That's true, and she does. Yeah, if I slow down, she'll push me around. Yeah. Oh yeah,
That's
sure.
wonderful.
Oh, she's really something.
How many grandchildren do you have?
None, unfortunately. My brother-in-law he has a daughter,
Okay.
and she's our heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's my son didn't get married until he was 50.
Okay.
They were late marriage, and my wife used to always ask him, so well, you don't, I guess we'll never have a grandkid. He said, oh, Mom, if that's all you want, he said, I can get it. He said, no, I don't want you to have it that way. So yeah. So unfortunately, we never had any grandkids.
Right.
But I have a lot of nieces and nephews.
Good.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
when you have a reunion with 10,000 people
Yes,
across the
that's true.
genealogy, that is
Yes,
a large contingency
is,
of
yeah.
family.
this is a Raleigh that used to be on Raleigh Hairston. That used to be on Amen. That's on the show. He's another distant killer. He's part of the Hairston clan. He just died about 2 or 3 years ago, but he was well known. He was a director of symphonies, and he was very good. Yeah, he's
Musically inclined then.
yes, he was.
Conductor and so on.
Yes.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Mm-hmm. And it said Big Daddy Hairston, he was a distant relative. And there's a lot of the other people that were in the Hairstons that's been athletes. There's been several of them that was basketball athletes, and a couple of baseball was distant cousins that I've learned. It's quite a few of them. Yeah.
Good.
Sure.
What is members of the club particularly? We've talked about ones that were just jokesters and really were funny. If you could go back to some people that you recall that gave a great contribution that you felt effort in the growth and direction of the club, without going into a lot of details, but some of those people I know and have contributed lots of time, effort, as well as money, and
Sure.
And maybe their recognition sometimes is noted and sometimes it's not.
Now, Ken Stofers was one. He did a lot of things here, and like the historian, like John Packle.
Right.
The historians they've been involved with and tried to keep up the tradition of the club, and he was one that really sticks out to my mind. Hercule he was the same way, and of course, again, you go right. Unfortunately, you have to go back to Dr. Manco.
There's that name again.
Yeah, he was as bad as he tried to pretend. He was still one of the old ones. Again, in the old ones was John Hoke,
Mm-hmm.
who used to during the war. He and Tetlow supported this club to keep it going, and a lot of people didn't know that. But those two, they were part of the they were the institution of this club.
Yeah, I know that they were
Yeah.
in prison for, he was like
Yeah.
6 or 7 years
Right.
in a row.
Yes.
Consistently because
Sure.
of that.
The Thomases and trying to think of the others. Ken Corporal. He put a lot of work in, a lot of hours in here, and he was the one that got he got the idea of and promoted this new club, and I think each member had to put in about $600 per member. At that time was a lot, which was a lot of money, and they bought stock, and in less than 3 years they got their money back.
Mm.
Yes, and Hawkins, and he was a president. He put Sindelar
Yeah.
put a lot of money, a lot of time in here, and I'm trying to think of some others. That Bert Bliss, he and his family, they were institutes here, and unfortunately he had a stroke. Yeah, he had the stroke, and he was in Maryland. His two kids, they were Cook. They were the part of those people that would come and tell me, "This Bernie, I just got my driver's license." Before they go home, I had to go with them for a ride. They'd come over here and I'd have to go for a ride with them. It was just that type of. They were just those type of kids. It was, and Jack Fence. They were in all of those kids that were at that time, the Glovers, and they was here.
That's
Yeah.
a legacy in itself.
Yes.
Your
Sure.
influence on children.
Well, they respected me, and I respected them as always. Even though I kid with all of our members, I still respect them. I still let them know that they're still boss, and I try to tell everyone else that, all the employees. It doesn't matter what I think, it's what I can do for them. And even in management, I mean, we're here to take care of you. You're not here to take care of us. And we're here to try to please you as much as we can, and in any way that we can. And that's hard to get through to a lot of people, that's our job. Even our management, sometimes they disagree with it, but this is not for us. We're here just to do our job, to do a job, and you can't get that through a lot of them's head.
It's the changing of the tide.
That's true.
How they grew up, they weren't taught
Yeah.
that way.
No,
They weren't
that's true.
exposed to that.
No.
To that requirements of working for somebody
Right.
and talking to our own children, and I always tell them, first you work, then you play. You don't
Right.
play first.
That's true.
You know.
Sure. Yeah.
Kids have got it wrong.
No, that's true. Sure. You do.
And
Yes.
that's the
Yep.
parental training,
Oh, yeah.
upbringing of the culture.
Right.
It's changed.
That is true. That is so
Yeah.
true. She, you know how women are. They want you to be sure that you have everything covered.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we want you to have the opportunity to make sure you don't get Wellman mad.
No. Well, I always get the last word in. They always say I always get the last word, and I tell everyone. I always say yes, dear.
There you go.
Yes, sure. No, that's basically that was this last page is what I was. Oh, this is something that my life has been made richer because you have been portrayed, part of it. I could never give you as much as you have given me. But for the time remaining, you will always have my loyalty, my total commitment, and my willingly love. Thank you, Lakewood Country Club, for finding me 50 years ago. That was my lucky day. No, that was my blessed day. Thank you.
Amen. Yes.
Thank you. And that was the one. That
Well,
was it.
you are absolutely role model for everyone here,
Thank you.
members and outside, and our children, and even our grandchildren. They see you, we see the love that you give, the discussions and
Yes.
kidding with children. It all shows throughout the years. And people, time and time again, sometimes when you were not here for a year or two,
Sure.
when you re-show, it was like Santa Claus came
Mm.
back. You are a icon of this country club.
Thank you.
And it's beyond words and description of how people can talk to you and tell you personally. You are admired,
Thank you.
respected, not only you, but your whole family.